Good morning, and welcome to Morning Mario here on Steven Plays. Today, we have a Super Mario 3D World theme level called Not Canon, created by Voice and Head. This level is not canon to Mario. World record of 27 seconds, and a clear rate of 17%. I love how it's called Not Canon, but it features bullet bills, which come out of a cannon. Of course, those cannons have 3 ends. Anyway, I don't have a hat. That's the whole story. So one day, Mario was walking, and he met a Goomba, and Goomba said, "Hug me." And Mario was against hugs from a repressed childhood, so he killed him, and then he ate shrooms and got big and strong. And then he assaulted a turtle, which is really quite awful. I'm going to follow this thing. Oh, it's gone. He followed it until it was gone, then he did a handstand on a tree, which he was known to do sometimes because he did gymnastics. He couldn't remember if he could get on top of things, and he realized he couldn't. So then he decided that he would proceed with his life by jumping a pit. He loved pits, and he jumped it. He jumped it so good. He narrowly avoided an angry rock who, for some odd reason, was sentient and wanted to kill him because he was friends with the Goomba. It was his buddy. Then he ducked in a ditch, not for a twister, but for 2 large bullets, because it was dangerous where he lived. All right. Then he said, geez, I gotta do this jump, which is a famous catchphrase of Mario. Geez, I gotta do this jump. He did it because it's really all he does. Then he found a pipe. And he went down it because he's a plumber by trade, and he knew how to deal with it. So he went in hold on. Can he hit this with his head? He thought he couldn't, and his head hurt. Oh, but there's a tree under here. He loved trees because he always found money in them, because he lived in the world of Animal Crossing. There's a bug. What is that? I don't know. It's gone. Thank God, he thought, because he was allergic to most bug bites, and thought that it would harm him in a grave way. Oh Christ, a ghost, he said upon releasing the spirit of the dead. He shivered in terror as more bugs went by. He wasn't really sure what was happening anymore, but he knew that he could get through this if he was just very careful. He also, he blacked out a little bit, but he knew that he killed a man with fire. And then he became a gun. Oh, I guess I go back the way I came, he thought, because that's where the end of the level was. It is really hard to explain levels within the concept. But also there were ghosts, and he hated ghosts. But he knew that he had no choice. But he couldn't destroy some of these. That's not great. But he was doing his best. His best was not good enough, so he went back and became a gun again. He had been a gun twice in one day, and it was a lot for one man to be a gun that many times. But he knew in his heart that he had to do it to save his family, because he had a wife named Patricia, and if he didn't get to the end of this level, Patricia would die of type 4 diabetes. But he knew someone who had the antidote, and he had to beat the level, and they would give him the antidote. And that person's name was Luigi. All right, he thought, I'm finally here. I can get to the flagpole. And he continued to blow up a lot. Will this shoot me, he thought? It did. It shot lives so he could live forever, which was secretly one of the things that he wanted to do, was never die, and now he won't. So I wrote the Mario fanfic. You're welcome. Wrote. Big air quotes around wrote. Wrote a Mario fanfic. Yeah, I didn't do it in 27 seconds, but I added value. I feel like I added value. You're welcome. Hey, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a level of your own that you'd like to submit, or if you want to play these levels to help rate them, you can do both over on morningmario.com. All right, that's it. See you tomorrow. Hey, Dan. I've got good news. The good news is just one more level. And then we'll be done with the second week of recordings. But we might do a third one. Maybe. Depends if I'm real hungry.